Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Art of Living Well podcast. I'm wondering, have you ever felt stuck in your health journey? Unsure of what's holding you back? That is exactly why we created these Health Transformation Audit episodes, where we bring a person on for a 15-minute deep dive to uncover the barriers that are keeping you back from your ideal health and wellness. And we'll analyze your challenges, offer some insights, and really guide you toward a tangible action step. So we leave you feeling empowered and ready to take control of your health. As integrative health practitioners and health coaches, we love doing this kind of work with our community, and you could be next. So do you want to be featured on our next Health Transformation Audit? Click the link in our show notes or visit theartoflivingwell.us to apply. We know that talking about personal health struggles can feel very vulnerable, but this is a safe, judgment-free space. If you're having a personal challenge or a health and wellness challenge, chances are many other listeners are having the same type of challenge. And so we want to bring this to our listeners. We want you to grab a fun beverage, get cozy, and sit with us while we dive into today's Health Transformation Audit. You won't want to miss this.
So today we are here with community member Jenna. Welcome, Jenna, to our show. We're so excited to have you on, and we just love meeting our loyal listeners.
Thanks for having me. I'm excited to be here.
Great. So, Jenna, how we like to start these out is for you to vision your ideal day. Like fast forward 6 months from now, if you were living your healthiest, happiest, most vibrant life, what would it look like? So if you could just walk us through an ideal day, starting with the moment you wake up. So what time that is, how you wake up, your morning routine, if you have one, work. It's all about a normal day. So not like, on vacation or something like that.
Yeah.
What would it look like? Just walk us through it.
Yeah. I mean, I kind of try to do it, but it's definitely not consistent. So my alarm goes off at 6 and I don't always get up at 6. I maybe get up around 7. So I'm like in bed for an hour. So I try to get up. I wish I could have got up a little earlier. And then the first thing I do is I go to the bathroom, obviously. And then actually one thing I do is I actually weigh myself first thing in the morning. So that's just something I've been doing for years. And it's helped me stay on track with my health goals. And then I go eat breakfast. And I have like this really good oatmeal that I have every day. And it's got a lot of different ingredients that I add into it that's healthy. So this is like my current routine, but it's also like probably my ideal routine. And then my goal is I hit 10,000 steps a day. That's one of my goals. So I go on my treadmill for an hour. So that's kind of my goal. I didn't do it today because, I had this call. I have a bunch of meetings today. So I'm like, I got to figure out when I'm going to get my steps in. So it's not consistent every day, but I wish I had that. Another thing I like to do is, this is so funny. I have a vibration plate I stand on for about 10 minutes. And then I have a red light that I sit under for about 10 to 20 minutes. So those are kind of the two like biohack things I try to do. And then I work from home. So some days I'm at meetings, some days I'm at home, but my goal is to work. I have a standing desk, which is I'm at now. Otherwise I'll sit at my desk and yeah, so it's just like hopefully maintaining the day. I think the hard part for me is I get kind of bored halfway through the day and I just like don't want to do work anymore. So it's just like I tend to get distracted, and that's probably one of my biggest struggles.
That's a good time to get outside and take that walk.
It's true. I mean, in the winter it's harder, but in the summer for sure. Another thing I do in the summer is I do sit outside during the lunch hour to get some vitamin D because I'm very deficient. I did testing last year and it turns out I'm super low on vitamin D. So I've been supplementing. And then dinner, I don't know. That's the thing. Food is a struggle for me. I'm not the best chef. So if I was able to meal prep more or have better meal options, I went gluten-free last year. So, that kind of limits me a little bit, but it also is making it a challenge. But yeah, I've been really working on my health this year. So I've really been trying to incorporate different practices. I guess that would be my ideal because it's I'm trying to do it right now, but it's not consistent.
Okay, well, it sounds like you've incorporated some really good wellness parts of your day.
Yeah, I've been trying.
So can you talk about how you would round out your day though, before we dive in? I think the evening is also important.
See, I think that's the part I'm not the best as the evening routine because I know you're supposed to stop your devices at a certain time or one of the two things I really want to get better at is stretching and weights. because I know weight training is a thing. I don't do either of those really well right now. And I really want to work on those, but I just don't seem to find the time because I'm doing the steps and I'm doing all these other things. So it's like, I know I probably have the time. It's just, I just don't want to do them, but I know I should. So those are probably the two things that I think in the evening I would really like to do more of, or maybe in the morning. I don't know. And yeah, maybe that's some advice. Cause it's like, I'm trying to figure out when to fit it in or when the best time of day to do certain things is, or if I get bored of something, cause that's what happens to me a lot. I just like, I don't want to do it, or I'm not motivated to do it.
Well, and it sounds like if you're working from home, you're spending a lot of time at home by yourself, even if you're having all these like Zoom meetings and whatnot. And maybe it would be good to think about some activities that bring you more in community, where you're like looking forward to lifting weights because you're with other people or you're with a friend, or I think community helps with some of that.
Yeah, I want to get into pickleball. That was something that I thought about doing. They just opened 2 places near me. So like
I've been frequenting them quite a bit.
In Plymouth. Yeah, like I just want to go there, and I'm like, it's just like, yeah, I just have to do it. Or like I used to go on walks with friends sometimes. Like I've done that too, where it's like we'll go to the Plymouth Community Center in the winter when they have an indoor track, and I go there a lot. And so or I'll go outside in the summer. So yeah, definitely incorporating that. I do go and meet with friends in the evening. So that is actually one thing I do in the evenings a lot, is go to networking events. So like, that's like, I would say like 3 or 4 times a week. That's what I'm doing. So it's like, I get home like 8 or 9, usually after those. So it's like, then it's kind of time to go to bed. So I don't know. I just feel like my evenings usually are pretty like full. Like I definitely have at least 1 week off, or like 1 night off a week that I'll just be at home. But I would say like lately it's been very much every night I have something going on. So it's not like as much time in the evenings.
Okay.
So, you talked about a couple different things that you want to do more, and maybe we can pick one for today. You talked about meal prep and sometimes food being a challenge. And then you also talked about like wanting to do pickleball and strength training and stretching. So which of those do you want to kind of dive into first? And maybe talk about, if you can share, like what is your biggest challenge to making that happen?
I think, the one thing with stretching is I really want to work on my posture. That's something I've had struggles with my like whole life. And I went to a posture coach like 3 or 4 years ago, and it was very helpful. She gave me some exercises to do, and yet I don't do them. So it's just like, I know what I need to be doing. It's just like every time I do it, I'm like, oh, it's so boring. And like, so it's just like, I think it's like making it fun for me is the hard part. Like I've done some YouTube weight training classes too. So there's a woman that I really like on YouTube, but then it's just like, I don't know why. It's like, I can't get myself to actually do it, because I'm like, oh, so much time. It's like another 30, 40 minutes of my day to do that workout on YouTube. So it's just like, I think for me, it's just that it just feels like a waste of time, but yet I'm like, feel guilted into doing it because I know I should be doing it. That's kind of the thing. That's just kind of my brain.
A couple things. First of all, I would say that don't be so hard on yourself. Most of the people out there express very similar issues when it comes to doing things they don't want to be doing. So, finding things that you enjoy, maybe, let's talk about the posture for a minute. So I'm guessing it's probably like 15 minutes worth of exercises.
It's about 20. Yeah, about 20. Yeah.
So maybe you put on a podcast. I'm guessing you listen to a lot of podcasts.
I watch a lot of YouTube. That's more so. So I'll listen to it in the background. Yeah.
You could set that up so that you're listening to something that you're going to listen to anyway while you're doing exercises. And it's almost, we call, you could call it habit stacking. It's not really a habit necessarily listening to the YouTube, but it's doing something else that you need to do while getting your exercises in.
Yeah. One idea I had was I lay under the red light. So I wonder if I could do it while I'm under the red light. I could do my stretches, because I have like a lamp that I use for my red light. And it's not in my exercise. So I have like a room in my house for like fitness. It's like it's like my guest room is like a fitness room, but I have nothing to clamp the red light on. So my red light's in my bedroom. So if I get something I could clamp the red light onto, maybe I could do it in my fitness area, because that way I could kill 2 birds with 1 stone with that, maybe, or something like that. I'm not sure.
I mean, it's all about trial and error.
Yeah. Part of it is, like Marnie said, habit stacking. But part of it is, what I'm wondering is, what's your why? Like, what is your why for wanting to do the stretches, the posture stretches, the weight training, these things you say like you're interested in, but sometimes it helps to be like, figure out how you're internally motivated to do those.
Well, I read a really good book called Built to Move. And it really made it clear to me that like being flexible and being able to like have your body is like really important as you age and stuff. So like, I want to be able to just be active my whole life. And then for the posture, obviously it's like, I'm a presenter, I'm on camera a lot, I'm meeting people at networking events. I don't want to like have my posture. Like I look back at photos of me, I'm like, oh God, my posture. Like, you know, so it's like, that is like, it's more of a presentation thing. More so maybe than even health. It's more of just like the way that I'm presenting myself. And then for the weight training, it's like, obviously weight loss is a goal for me. It's like, I'm trying. It's been a challenge. I've gone up and down over the last like 5 years. Like I've lost weight, I've gained it back. So it's just like, for me, I know weight training is a great one for weight loss. I have been working on my food, but like, and my steps, like those are the two things I do for weight. But I know that weights can be an additional thing, especially for women. I always hear like, you know, when women aren't doing enough weight training. So it's like, I know I need to be doing weights, but it's just like, I don't know why it's harder for me to be excited about that.
Yeah, I think finding something you enjoy that can build strength would be a good start. And you could start small. Like you don't need to start with a 45-minute intense weight routine. You know, even thinking about your walks and habit stacking, like a weighted vest could be a good suggestion.
I did buy a weighted vest. The only issue with that is it affects my skin. Because I have acne on my back and chest and it makes it sweat and then it makes it worse. So that's why I stopped with the weighted vest. So that was what I was like, I love the idea of a weighted vest, but then it's like, it adds another issue to my body. So that's been, I've also bought the ankle ones or like there's like an ankle or like a wrist one. I guess I should probably use those more, but yeah. So like, I mean, there are options, but yeah, unfortunately the weighted vest was irritating my skin too much, which was unfortunate.
Yeah.
So how do you like to work out? Do you like to work out at home? It kind of sounds like, or...
Yeah, I do. Well, because I have a room that I made for like working out. I think the biggest thing is the motivation, which is why I do like going to classes. So if I can find classes, like I love yoga, I love going to like strength classes. Like I do love that. Unfortunately, like right now it's just like money. Like I just don't have a lot of, like I've been spending a lot of money on my skin. So it's just like, I don't have a lot of money to spend on going to the gym all the time. So I try to find like free classes and stuff. And so it's like, I'm like, I have all the equipment at home. I can work out at home. It's just the motivation. I think that's the hardest part. So it's like, I have it here. It's available for me, but I like sometimes prefer going to classes because then I'm like, I get the peer pressure of the other people and it's just like, and it's a little bit more fun. And like, you know, so I guess for me, that's the balance. So that's why I like going to the Plymouth Community Center because it's like, there's other people there, you're walking. I do also like to track my steps. Like I have my Apple Watch. So like I'm tracking. I like data a lot. So I like looking at like how much I'm doing things or that sort of thing. So I really like tracking. Like that's a big thing for me, which is why I weigh myself every day. Cause I'm like, I can see the patterns and stuff, which it goes back to my food. So it's like, it allows me to like visually understand like what I'm putting in my body, how that affects my weight. Because some people just like, they're like, oh, that triggers them with like an eating disorder. I'm like, no, it just helps me understand what I'm doing impacts me the next day, which kind of keeps me on track. Because otherwise, if I stopped weighing myself, I would just like completely go up and not even like, you know, it's like, it's more of a noticing thing.
So going back to the workout piece, because it seems like it's something that's really important to you that you want to fit into your life. How do you feel once you start working out? It sounds like you're a little bit held back from actually getting started.
Yeah.
But once you get started, do you enjoy yourself? Do you feel good about yourself? Like,
I think it's after. Like it's not during, it's definitely after.
Okay.
Because I'm like, I just like, there's definitely times while I'm doing it that I'm bored. Like I'm like, God, is this almost over? You know, so it is like the during that I don't love it either. But after I'm done, I'm like, oh, I'm so glad I did that because I feel like I accomplished something. So it's kind of like it's like, so the before and the during suck. But then the after is good. So it's like tricking myself into getting to those feelings. I think that's the hard part.
Well, I'm wondering, you talk about data and you really like it, and that seems to be really, really motivating. So is there a way to incorporate data with your strength training to be able to see the progress. So whether
I
it's
should. I don't know.
Your muscle.
If you guys have any suggestions, I don't know. Cause I know there's ways you can like write down how many like reps you do and stuff, but it's like, I like to track it in more visible ways. I don't know, like visual. I'm very visual. So if there's a way that I could, one of my biggest tips that I learned from Atomic Habits was don't miss twice. And so if I don't make my 10,000 steps, I will 100% do it the next day because I'm like, I cannot miss twice. So that is a huge like motto for me is like, don't miss twice. And so I don't know how, but like, I think getting into the weight stuff, I don't know how to motivate myself to even start is what I'm saying. Like, I don't know how to put it into my day. Like, I'm trying to still figure out like, okay, I'm doing all the steps. Like, do I still do the 10,000 steps a day and then add the weights on? Because that's just like 2 hours of my day, you know? So it's just like, it becomes like a lot of time.
So you don't need to do weights for an hour.
No, it's an hour and a half of walking to get to 10,000 steps plus another 30 minutes of weights is what I'm saying. So that adds up to 2 hours.
Okay. So what time do you get up in the morning?
It depends on the day. 6 or 7 is probably when I usually get up.
Okay.
Can I ask you a loaded question?
Sure.
I know what you're going to ask.
How much time do you spend like on a screen?
Oh,
and
a lot.
It's
a lot. No, it's a lot. You're right. And it is kind of like during the day when I'm doing other stuff. And so that is the thing is like, I probably do have the time. It's just the interest, right? It's just the lack of motivation to do it, even if I have the time, you know? And I think that's the hardest part is like, I don't have kids, you know, so I'm not like, that is not a time thing. So it's like, for me, I do have more time, but it's just like, I don't, part of me, yeah, it's like I avoid it. I'm an avoider. So I try to like if I don't want to do something, I will avoid it until like I absolutely have to. And so with weight stuff, it's like, I just don't ever have to do it, you know? And so it's kind of just motivating me to like, I need to I actually do better with punishments than rewards is another thing that I've learned. So like because like rewards don't actually entice me. It's if I have to lose something. So I'm trying to figure out ways to like motivate myself with like, you'll lose something or you won't get this thing if you don't do it. So it's like, I don't know. I'm just trying to find different motivator tools.
What would you be motivated to if someone said, you can't do X? What would you be like?
Go on YouTube or something, like something where it's like something I really like doing, where it's like that, or like reading. I love reading. So it's like, if you can't read or you can't like do certain things, but then it just becomes like a punishment too. So it's like it's like a negative connotation too. So then I'm just like, well, then maybe that's not the right way either. I don't know.
Well, I would love to see you brainstorm things that you enjoy that are physical. Because I do think if you really dislike something, it's hard to do it on a regular basis. And so finding something that you love, and I think there is something out there for you that you do love that's physical, is important. I mean, if your 10,000 steps walk is a drag.
No, I like that. I do like that.
Okay.
So that's the one thing. That's why I do it is like, I actually like walking. So I think I just need to figure out a way to incorporate maybe weights into that, or I'm not sure, like, and I know the weighted vest is kind of an issue, but like, I'm wondering if there's like another option for that to kind of like, especially with like my arms, like lifting weights while walking. I'm not sure like what that would be for.
Are you walking on a treadmill? Or
a lot of times. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So even adding incline to your walk.
It's a walking pad, so it doesn't have incline.
Okay.
You know, and what weights do you have already?
I have a kettlebell. I have a couple different pound weights. I mean, I think I have I have no idea. I'd have to look at what the pounds are, but I have a couple different sets of dumbbells.
So you mentioned like walking with a friend at the community center. Is there a way to have a friend join you and do strength workouts, even if they were like virtual, where you're both in your own homes, but you're doing them together and you like set an alarm and you are going to meet her, even if it's virtually?
Yeah, it's funny because my mom wanted to do that with me because she's trying to get into it too. And so maybe because she's like, oh, we could be like accountability buddies. I'm like, yeah. And then it just never happened. So maybe, yeah.
So I know we're going to have to start to wrap this up, but we would love to hear from you. Like, what do you think is one small actionable step that you could take to bring yourself closer to one of the desired goals you mentioned today?
I think one thing that I'd never really thought about is minimum one fitness class a week. Like finding it somewhere like I try to do it when I can, but I think really intentionally finding classes to go to, whether it's yoga, whether it's because I really do like in-person fitness classes and I tend to get more out of those. So for me, whether it's pickleball once a week, trying an open gym or whatever, whether it's going to a yoga class or trying a strength class, like once a week minimum, I think would be a really big one for me because I do it maybe twice a month, once a month. Like it's not super consistent. And so if I can find good classes, I'm not a big fan of cycling, but I'll do it, you know? So there's like certain classes that I like Pilates, something I like know I should get into because it helps with both strength and stretching, but it's like, it's very intimidating and like those machines kind of scare me. But my dad's been doing Pilates and stuff. So it's like, I know people that are in that space. So it's like,
I love it.
I know. And it's like, I heard it's so good. So I'm like, I wish I was a Pilates girl. It's very expensive though too. So I'm just trying to figure out like, is there a way that I can go to classes? And like, I don't need a reformer at my house or anything, but it's just like, I'm trying to figure out like, is there ways I can incorporate that? And then, so I think that's probably my takeaways. I just need to go to more classes because it's both a social thing and it's a way to actually get me up and out of the house and actually working out beyond just walking.
Well, and like you said, you're focused on strength, and maybe you have the classes be strength based. If you're going to go
there are some. I know there are, and even like yoga is kind of a strength because you're doing down dog, like you're kind of like pushing on things and like the stuff that I wouldn't do on a regular basis. So even that, and that's kind of a stretch as well. So it's like I think yoga is a great one for both. So I think it's just getting out and doing classes would definitely be something I need to be more consistent about.
And you could even think about it, how you said you're going to many networking things in the evenings. You could make your workout class a networking event, like not an event, but like you could do some networking in the class with the people that are in the class, which, I think you're really good at that. So
true. I mean, I go to a few that are like a little bit more social. Like I went to a pickleball one. It was a women's networking pickleball event. So like I have been to some that are like have activities in them or, they're just a little bit more active. Like I love figure skating. That's another thing. I used to be a figure skater. Like I do it maybe once a year now, just with friends, but it's like that, is a lot of, cardio. So that's a little different, exercise, but it's like, there's just a lot of different physical things out there, rock climbing. There's like all these things that you could be doing. And my friends are really into rock climbing. Some of my friends are really into dancing, swing dancing. And so it's just like, there are like physical things. It's just, I'm still trying to figure out what is my favorite one to do.
Well, I love the idea of you trying something different each week and then maybe keep a list of how you feel while you're at the class, what the expense was, if you enjoyed it, if you want to go back, and then you'll start to get this picture of, what you really like and what classes you feel like make a difference in your life.
Yeah, I love that.
Great. Well, we're going to follow up with you within 24 hours to see, if you found a class for maybe it's this weekend or next week. Do a little bit of research.
Awesome.
And well, Jenna, thank you so much for coming on our show today. We just really admire your commitment to showing up and prioritizing your overall health and well-being and also being vulnerable and sharing with our community because we know there are lots of people out there in your exact same situation that just need a little bit of a jump start and have similar challenges as you with getting started, whether it's a strength routine or stretching or whatever it is. So you're not alone. And we're here to support you every step of the way.
Awesome.
If you want to have your own health transformation audit, we'd love to have you on our show. So please sign up in the link in our show notes, or like we mentioned earlier, at our website at theartoflivingwell.us. We can't wait to connect with you. The link is in the show notes. So we hope that you join us.
Bye. Have a great day.
Thank you.